Hey playa, have you ever sent a girl a text message only to be met with nothing in return? Figuring out what to do in this situation can be a bit challenging. Do you leave it alone or do you message her again? To answer this question, I want to bring in the dating expert Haley Quinn to help you guys out.
Hi, my name's Haley Quinn and I'm very grateful to be on the Josh Speaks channel. As you can see, I am a dating expert and I'm based in London. I'm going to point to the most London-y thing in the background over here, which is our tube sign.
Haley's going to share 5 detailed strategies to get a response from the girl that's ignoring you right after this.
This is the Josh Speaks. You're watching the Josh Speaks.
So you get a text, you send her a text or a WhatsApp, and you get the dreaded thing where you know that she's either ignored it completely, there's no two blue ticks on WhatsApp, or she hasn't responded. Now, I think this is becoming more of an increasing problem in our internet age where lots of people are meeting via dating sites and dating apps because we're under the constant illusion there's always more people to meet. And so because of that, standing out, especially as a guy in the dating scene, becomes a little harder. And I want to help you out. So if you identify as Mr. Friendzone, Mr. Nice Guy, I want to be your best friend here and give you some great tips. So in this video, I'm going to give you a few ideas or strategies about how you can reinitiate contact if she's gone AWOL. And the first strategy, which is not going to be the one you'll like, but I'm going to just put it out there anyway, is just don't do anything. Because I think that not responding to people is rude. And as a guy, I want you to have standards that says, you know what, if she can't be bothered to invest in this interaction, if she can't move her fingers on, and type a message to me, I'm not going to bother with her, and there's loads of other women to meet. But I bet if you're watching this video, this is not the response you want to hear. So I've got some different ideas, and I want you to think about, just as if I was working with you, if you're one of my clients, I'd be thinking, okay, what is the best strategy depending on you, the woman in this particular situation? So if you're a slightly more mature guy, so I'm thinking you are over 30 or over 35 particularly, and you're speaking to a woman who's maybe, over 27, then there is a logic sometimes in just ringing her. Now, she might not pick up the phone, because picking up the phone to someone, especially after you've ignored their message, is quite a scary thing to do. But what it does suggest to her, which I think is quite powerful, is that that's just not good enough, her not responding to the message. And often she won't pick up the call, but it will prompt her to reply to the message because it lets her know that you're serious. So that's a bold strategy, but it's actually quite good. And personally, I love it. I love it if guys call. I think that's very sexy and very manly. Second thing that you can do is you can send her a message. Now, it's hard to send a follow-up message that doesn't make you seem like a loser is a strong word, but doesn't make you look bad if she's already ignored one message. So we have to acknowledge the fact that she's ignored the other message. You can't just say, hey, how are you? Or how's your Saturday going? Because it's just like, if someone ignores your message, as someone who has self-respect, in a nice way, you have to say something about that, or at least show that you've appreciated and understood it. Now, I wouldn't go for a cliched, for those of you guys who don't know that much about me, I used to work in the pickup artist industry for many years before doing my own company, and I now work with women as well. And I know that some of the cliched messages that pickup artists might advise you to use, which used to work really good in the past, and now just aren't going to kind of come across right. So don't say something too silly like, have you been abducted by aliens or fallen down a hole, or whatever those old lines were, because they've just been overused, and again, you're going to come across as lame. So instead, let's just be direct and transparent, and also not take on all the blame, because there is a decent likelihood that it's actually not about you and that something else has happened in the rest of her life, which means that her life admin, she's behind on it. So that's the headspace and the mindset I want you to have, because you should be coming from a position of okay, she hasn't responded, I don't know why, I think I'm a good person, so there's no reason why she shouldn't want to say hello to me again, so I have to assume that something else has gone on with her life, and that's why she has chosen to not respond. So the exact message that you would send from that mindset is quite simply, it would be like, hey, not sure what happened earlier in the week, I'd still like to see you though, so LMK, let me know what your schedule's looking like for the next week. So you're very direct. You say, I don't know what happened, because you don't know what happened. You don't say it in a way that's judgmental or accusational, and you say, look, I'd still like to see you again. So you show that you're not bothered about the fact that she hasn't responded to you. You're not writing poetry about it. And then you say, keep it short and just say, LMK, let me know what your schedule is like next week. So you just push actually for her to tell you her next availability. So that can be a cool thing to do. Now, if you think actually, I don't think I can really call her, I'm not a phone person, and you know what, actually sending her that message about, hey, no, I'm not sure what happened. I'm not sure what happened earlier in the week. I'd still like to see you. LMK, let me know what your schedule's like next week. If you think that is too strong and you're definitely going to get blown out for saying that, I have some other ideas for you. Idea number 4 is you can leave it some time, and like, you know what, a week or two in like 2017 feels like forever. And then you can send her a message which is slightly different to re-engage. Now, I like multimedia messages, which could be like a photo, a boomerang video. It could be a song from Spotify, something that would that is memorable about your interaction. So there was maybe a song that you were talking about, or an artist that you said you liked, or maybe you walked past where you first met her, snap a picture of it and send that. And sometimes that will actually prompt a response, and it does it in a way that because what you're sending is pretty engaging, quite creative, I think sometimes that comes across better. Strategy number 5, which is my last one, is if you really think that this is doomed, and you know, maybe you've sent her the picture or the song, she hasn't responded to that, but it's 2 months has gone by and you're still thinking about her, which is so annoying, like we've all been there. I would actually recommend swapping which platform you contact her on. So if you contacted her on iMessage or WhatsApp, maybe try liking an Instagram photo or liking a Facebook status, or respond to one of her Instagram stories by direct message. So that usually comes across as extremely spontaneous and spur of the moment, which again kind of detracts from the fact that you might have been like pining after her a little bit. And then if she enters into some dialogue with you, you can probably assume that her circumstances have changed and that she's slightly more open to meeting you again. So 5 different strategies that you can choose from. 1, do nothing, because like, screw, people who disappear are lame. Get rid of them, you don't need it. 2, if you're a slightly more mature guy, I'd call her up, be direct. 3, send a message that again doesn't really show that you've assumed that her non-response is nothing to do with you, and just communicates clearly what you want and what you need, which is exactly what you should do in all dating interactions. Point 4, if that's too strong, use some multimedia or something fun to re-engage after giving it some time. Point 5, if a long time has passed and you still want to talk to her and she's definitely not responded on any other form of messaging, respond to an Instagram story, or post a comment, contact her via some other channel, because no one wants to open a message thread and see like 3 unresponded to messages. That's very awkward. So maybe if you swap that up, things will change. And you know what? People often, if a woman doesn't respond, it's not all about you. Who knows what else is going on in the rest of her life, whether she's dating some other guys, really stressed at work. So don't take all that responsibility on you. Your responsibility is just to communicate clearly what you want and then listen to her response. And if her response is consistently nothing, then the right way to listen to that is to think, well, why am I pursuing somebody who's not giving me anything in return? No matter how awesome and attractive and fun you thought she was, if she's not showing an emotional availability or a physical availability for any kind of relationship, seriously, you can do better. If you like dating advice that is direct and upfront and that's looking out for you, please check out my channel, and there'll be a link beneath this video. You can find tons of videos there about dating, and I would also really advise you to head over to hayleyquinn.com/approach so you can get my advice on how you can speak to women in real life. I've got some free mini ebooks for you there that you can just download and have on your phone. So if you want like a Hayley Quinn in your pocket in a nice way, you can head there.
What do you think though? Do you ever run into the issue of having the girl you like ignore your text? Leave your comments below and we'll talk about it.
Thank you so much for listening to me. Thanks so much, Josh, and I will see you guys another time.
Thank you so much, Hayley, for coming on the channel and sharing your awesome advice. I really appreciate it, and I know everyone else does too. And if you guys want more advice like that, go check out our YouTube channel and go download a free ebook. The link will be in the description below. As always, guys, love and peace.